Happy morning. We're going to have a very, very beautiful discussion on relationships today. And as I speak about what I speak, in case you have any questions, raise your hands in that moment on that spot itself. There are some aspects which drives the relationship. These aspects are equally right. What are these three aspects? Aspect number one is expectations. Any relationship is driven, created, sustained, dropped, complicated because of expectations. Some people say I should reduce expectations in a relationship. But without expectations, what will be the relationship? The base of a relationship is expectations. When I expect you to grow, when I expect you to develop, when I expect you to live life anchored onto peace, slightly low peace, I would think about you and I will create sessions around that. Or I'll call you for a one-to-one, face-to-face meeting. Or I'll find out somebody who can help you and connect the two of you. The base of the relationship is expectations. If I do not have any expectations from you, then why will I even think about you? Why will I even attempt to create a session around your needs? Why will I connect you with somebody else? The base of any relationship is expectations. Even when I relate with the divine, there are expectations. Without expectations, there is no life in a relationship. So the question is not whether we should have expectations or not. The question is which kind of expectations to have. एक्सपेक्टेशन के बिना तो उसमें जान ही नहीं है, लेकिन कौन सा एक्सपेक्टेशन रखना? Now that is a smart question. Expectations are of different kinds. First kind, which is very beautiful, is expectations I have from you for you. So let's say I have expectation that Rita should take care of her health and her fitness. Now this expectation does not benefit me in any way whatsoever. But I love her. I think she's a wonderful human being. And she should always live a life fit. If she is fit, her radiance will spread in all directions. Hundreds and thousands of people will get impacted. She won't have to retire because the body is not cooperating. Now this is my expectation from her, for her. This expectation, I repeat, does not benefit me at all. This is love. This is affinity. This is care. This is what makes a relationship very beautiful. Second kind of expectation. Now, as I'm speaking about expectations, in case you have any doubts or questions on a particular kind, hello, okay. Do raise your hands and express it. Second kind of expectations, the expectations I have from you for me. In the current batch which Kunj did along with Sujata, I expressed an expectation quite frequently. Every session I would tell him, in mango season में 4 dozen mango तेरे से कम आने चाहिए मुझे. There was not a single session where I did not remind him. And my reminder continues. So Kuj ensured when we went for the meditation camp, he got mangoes for all participants. And all of us had a great time. Now this is my expectation from you for me. This is what makes a relationship exciting. बोलते ना कुछ लोगों से हक से कुछ मांग सकते हैं. हर रिलेशनशिप में ये मुमकिन नहीं है. But in some relationships of our life, all of us wish to have this freedom. जो इच्छा हुआ बोल दिया और सामने वाला will go to any extent to fulfill it. Like when I go to Chennai and I am with my bhabhi, all I need to do is say, भाभी ये खाने का मन हो रहा है, अरे 5 मिनट में बनाती हूँ. And not because I am staying in Pune and she is staying in Chennai. When we were in Chennai for all the years we were together, if Nandu Bhaiya has a desire, that is, if I have a desire, Bhabhi would be super excited to make it and give it for me. There was never मैं थकी हूँ, बहुत काम किया है, अभी तो चौका समेटा है, nothing. And you wish to have these relationships where जो इच्छा हुआ मांग लिया और मालूम है कि वो इच्छा पूरी होगी. वहां बहुत प्यार होता है, हक होता है, हक. Like whenever Pallu comes, I tell her, मेरे लिए चाय लेके आना, बिना चाय के मत आना. So all my counselings with Pallu and Vikas are at 4 p.m. coinciding with tea time. मतलब सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है. Now this is what we long to have in relationships. Now this is a sweet desire. A husband may have desired that when I come back after work back home, my house should be very peaceful. चिक चिक चिल्ला चिल्ली नहीं चाहिए. My father used to have this desire that every time he comes home, my mother should have taken bath, be very fresh, and look very pretty. He used to tell her, रमा मेरे को तेरे से एक ही चीज चाहिए. शाम को घर आऊंगा देख के लगना चाहिए सुबह काम पे गया क्यों. You know? And mama would also put fool, and she would know, okay, Papa today is going to come at 8, 7 o'clock she will go, take bath, get ready, हाथ का जितना काम है सब निपटा के, she'll be all ready. And everybody in the housing society where we used to live, 116 Ashutosh Mukherjee Road, used to wonder ये रोज शाम को क्यों तैयार होती है. इनको अच्छा लगता. And we also had another neighbor where the wife was not interested in all this. So husband would say, भाभी को देखो ना, रमा भाभी जैसे तैयार होती है से. She would say, मेरे पास बहुत काम है, ये सब चोचले मेरे से नहीं होंगे. And when this poor husband will come home, उसके बाल सब बिखरे हुए, पसीना, he will come and ring the doorbell, आटे से सना हुआ हाथ, आ गए, बैठो. पहले वो गणपति के टाइम में आते हैं ना वरगारी लेने के लिए, आ गए तुम, देखो. And then that fellow will say, एक गिलास पानी, हाथ लगा हुआ है ना आटे बनाने में, ले लो अपने आप. This is also the husband's expectation from his wife. But wife is not interested in living by that expectation. This is a very sweet expectation, but this also creates a lot of complications when the other person does not believe that this is an important expectation. वो लिस्ट ऑफ प्रायोरिटी में कहीं क्वालिफाई नहीं होता है. This is not a big expectation, but the other person is not interested. This kind of an expectation slowly and steadily creates heartburns. And then the husband Monday might say, life में expectations नहीं रखना चाहिए. There is another kind of expectation. Unnecessary expectations. This is romantic expectations. You know, desire to have a beautiful life. ये सब छोटा सा किया तो अच्छा लगता है. There may be some of you who like fragrance at home in the evening. There would be some of you who might want some shlokas or bhajans or some chanting happening in the morning when you wake up. Some of you may want to be woken up with a cup of hot chai, bed tea. In some cases, even if you have a particular kind of requirement कि ऐसा चाय चाहिए, when chai is not made that way, it is no more bed tea, it becomes bad tea. These are all cute, small expectations. If fulfilled, it fills a person with delight. It requires a little fine-tuning, but it requires a love for the other person. Where your needs are exciting for me. Now, only then these cute expectations will be lived by. What is unnecessary expectations? Things which does not make a difference to anybody, but I want it my way. These are unnecessary expectations. that are not very important, that does not make a difference to anybody. Things not are important, they are not crucial in any way. But there is a lot of ego over here where I want things my way. मेरे हिसाब का ही चाहिए. So Purva is doing the latest batch, and in the batch I was mentioning the kind of denims these kids wear is completely beyond my comprehension. When I was their age and if somebody was wearing clothes like that, we will really think बहुत गरीब परिवार से. यहाँ से भी फटा है, वहां से भी फटा है. कुछ मेरे पूरे कपड़े हो तो दे दो इनको. It would be that way. But nowadays it seems you pay extra money to get those kind of denims. What are they called? Shredded jeans. Ripped jeans. Who said torn jeans? जय, तू तेरे उम्र वालों के लिए कलंक है. Ripped jeans. And it seems it's the in thing. Everything is out. I don't know why it's called the in thing. And nobody wears full jeans. मतलब अगर फटा हुआ नहीं हो तो दादाजी के जमाने का है. Nice joke about it. सिर्फ बाई धोती कैसे उसको? मतलब इसे धोने गई तो फट नहीं जाएगा. और and Mehak will look at me like this, Papa. She respects me a lot, but not in fashion. She'll say, I will never buy things along with Papa. I'll take Mama or I'll take Joe, preferably Mama. Now, if my expectation is that they should wear jeans only the way I think it is right, then it becomes a complicated situation. क्योंकि किसी को बेनिफिट नहीं है, किसी को फायदा नहीं है एक पर्टिकुलर काइंड ऑफ जीन्स पहन के, लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से ही चाहिए, फिर कॉम्प्लिकेशन. Have you seen some people when fruits are cut, they want it to be cut in a particular way. And if it is not that way, they don't eat. I went to somebody's house once, उसको ना संतरा छील के, संतरे का छिलका निकाल के, उसके बीज निकाल के, उसको चाहिए. संतरा? I don't know how many of you want संतरा that way. Anybody like that? छील के बीज निकाल के, हाँ? बचपन में, अभी जब तक मां थी तब तक वैसा चाहिए था. बीवी आ गई तो फिर बोला छोड़ो जाने दो. अभी संत हो गया वो, अभी उसको संतरा से कुछ नहीं लेना देना है. जैसा मिल गया चलेगा, नसीब है, संतरा मिल रहा है ना, बस हो गया. Have you ever seen somebody keeping on toking somebody, ऐसे बैठो, ऐसे मत बैठो. If somebody sitting like this, कंधा ऊपर क्यों है? अरे कंधा ऊपर क्यों? Have you met anybody like that? Cranky like that? Have you met anybody who tells white मत पहन? You might love white. गंदा हो जाए. तो जो मैन्युफैक्चरर है उसमें अक्ल नहीं है. धुल जाएगा, नया आ जाएगा, अच्छा लगता है पहनना. Have you met anybody who gives you a white shirt and as he's giving white shirt, he's saying, "Dekh kya ganda mat karna." They're destroying your entire joy of wearing something that you like. Full day they'll keep looking at you with doubt. Abhi kuch ganda karne wale, abhi kuch ganda karne wale. Any one of you like this? On the dining table, what to eat first? That also somebody will tell. नहीं पहले सब्जी खाओ. क्यों? पहले सब्जी खाना चाहिए. क्यों? वो भी पहले भिंडी वाला खाओ. Have you met anybody like that? Do you know people who do micromanagement? For everything they give instructions. Do you know anybody who loves to give instructions all the time? Even if you are going to sleep, which leg should go on the bed first? मतलब इतना instructions. Do you know of any mother who becomes upset with the children because children have not taken bath? You're talking about your mothers or yourself? And do you see the children's face when you insist on them taking bath? Ki mama chill. Why? There are more important things for you to focus on. Focus on papa na. Go for your walk. Listen to some music. कभी शेर को देखा है स्नान करते हुए जंगल में? फिर भी जंगल का शेर है. मम्मा से तू जा जंगल, यहाँ क्यों है? कभी देखा है कि शेर को उसकी माँ खाना खिला रही है? नहीं ना, आज से तू अपने आप खा. माँ भी तो सवा शेर है ना. She has ready-made dialogues on how to handle this. Then she looks at her husband who is equally hopeless. And immediately says, बाप पे गए हो. ना वो स्नान करते हैं, ना तुम करते हो, पूरा घर ऐसा ही है. And she goes and takes bath again and comes. Some expectations which benefits no one should be dropped as much as possible. They are not important. Why to focus? छोड़ना, जाने देना. Have you seen mothers of 25-year-old going to a restaurant and telling the child, तुम इडली सांभर खाओ? उसकी engagement हुई है 6 महीने पहले. And you are telling him you can't decide what to order in a restaurant. जिंदगी कैसे जिएगा? First thing which is important in relationships is expectations. Expectation management is crucial to a good life. Crucial. Now, when I say expectations management, includes others having expectations from me. How do I manage that? Me having expectations from others. How do I manage that? And third thing, my expectations out of myself. A very difficult life is When my expectations out of myself is low and my expectations from others is high, it leads to difficult life. My expectations from myself is low and my expectations from others is high. मेरे से सुबह उठना नहीं होगा, मेरे से एक्सरसाइज नहीं होगा, I can't be well planned, I can't speak softly, I'll speak the way I want to. But I expect others to understand me. Complicated life. And the reverse is equally true. My expectations from others is a little lower, but my expectation from myself is very high. So this is as far as expectations are concerned. Any questions on this? Yes, darling.
You did complete the last sentence that if the expectation from me is high, from others is low,
then my life is very peaceful. If you want to connect it with David Goggins, I am driven. You remember in the last life lesson we discussed this? I have no special talent. I have no special gifts. I am not special in any way, said David Goggins. But I am driven. That is very high expectations out of myself. The more the world says you can't, the more I say thank you so much. My expectation is not for the world to understand my drive. My expectation is I should not give up on my drive. I am driven. These are the only people who can have grit. Grit and determination. Determination is nothing else but very high expectations from myself. Giving up means what? I don't have too much expectation out of myself. The world is not cooperating, what to do? Chhod do. Things are not happening, kya karu? Chhod do. I have requested so many times, not happening, chhod do. So fundamentally I make people responsible for my life. Then there is no grit, there is no determination, there is no drive. When I understand, when it comes to the world, their cooperation will take time, their understanding will take time, but I will be at it. Expectations from the world is low, expectation from myself is high. Determination is what rules my life. All failures, all setbacks, all non-cooperations, चलेगा ना मेरे को, मैं कोई रास्ता ढूंढ लेगा. Determination is very high. कुछ? Later? So that is where point number 2 comes in. Expressions. So I said there are 3 parts to relationships and to leadership. Part number 1 is expectations. Part number 2 is expressions. What do the expressions means? It means communicating, displaying, talking. The idea is expectation should never be kept in the heart. It should be expressed. मेरे को तेरे को कुछ बोलना नहीं बोल सकता हूँ, घुटन होता है. ताकत नहीं रहती है, कमजोरी हो जाती है. अपनापन थोड़ा कम हो जाता है. Then it becomes routine, responsibility. The joy is not there in those relationships. Okay, listen carefully. In a relationship, and to me leadership is also a relationship, two different expectations come together. My priority may not be somebody else's priority. It's as simple as that. It's not about right and wrong. It's about what you want from life and what I want from life. Look at our life and you'll understand. There are certain areas which the world says should be my priority, but I am a little casual about it. Let's say, when I look at a few of you, let's say I look at Sandesh. And I might say, Sandesh should think big. Everybody who knows him loves him. Everybody who knows him respects him. He is a bundle of potential. He's got an exceptional wife. He's got a family which is supportive. So all the masala is there for ambition. Sandesh, on the other hand, wants a life of peace. For him it is, मेरे को झंझट नहीं चाहिए. He is looking at predictability in life. He is not looking at tufan. Now, ambition always brings unpredictability. Because ambition, by definition, makes you work outside your comfort zone. If I have to live my life the way I am living inside my comfort zone, there is predictability, there is stability. I kind of know what to expect. But if I work outside my comfort zone, there will be things which will happen which I have not anticipated. And if solving them and making them happen is not excitement for me today, then even if I am supremely capable, I don't want to be ambitious. But I think he should be. He thinks it's not required. Now there are two different expectations. I love him. My job to keep telling him, darling, थोड़ा सोचना, थोड़ा कोशिश करना. अच्छा, you know, sometimes not for yourself, but when you're ambitious, you will have some challenges. You have the potential to overcome the challenges. Forget about the results. Now your children are growing up. Now when they watch Papa is living his life completely anchored onto safety, security, not taking chances, your child also won't be ambitious. Because the child will learn from what it observes. And the child is beginning their life. It's not so much about ambition now, it's about the ability to do things outside comfort zone. Your child will live the rest of their life seeking comfort zones. If they get brilliant partners, ready-made direction, कोई issue नहीं होगा. But in case tomorrow there is a big challenge in their life, they will feel incapacitated. They won't even think 1% that I can overcome big challenges in life. तो बच्चों के लिए, just to be an example about how beautiful it can be to live life outside comfort zone, कुछ तो कर ले. Now let's say Sandesh understands all this and says, okay, ठीक है, I will be ambitious when it comes to health. And he takes up running. You know, Sandesh runs almost 10 kilometers every day. Even before he comes to life lessons, he goes for his 10-kilometer jog and then comes. है ना Sandesh? And he went for cycling to the entire northeast and the entire group. He normally would be the first person to come back to the destination. Everybody else will come after him. Now he became ambitious in pushing his body, making his body his slave. Determined, grit. Giving up is not an option. Now fitness becomes the mantra of the family. Now खाना पीना अच्छे से हो रहा है, उस तरीके से हो रहा है, सोना टाइम पे हो रहा है क्योंकि सुबह उठ के मेरे को जॉब के लिए जाने का है. Discipline comes in many aspects of life. And by default, the kids will take that up. They can't order pizza every day now. Even if they eat once in a month, it will be purely for taste and saying अभी अगले 30 दिन नहीं खाने का है, चलो मेरे को बर्न करने का है सब. So let's say Sanjeev Purohit is also there. And directly, indirectly in life lessons in Berry, he also understands, okay, I want to be ambitious. And he creates certain goals for himself, certain turnover goals, certain financial goals, certain saving goals. And he's ambitious about his fitness also. Sanjeev, how many kgs you have dropped in the last, let's say, 1.5 years? And probably one of those ambitious businessmen who has FDs, not ODs. Enough money in the bank, savings. आज retire होना है, I have enough money to live the rest of my life. And very ambitious, and his factory is expanding, and his work is expanding. So wants to live a life of peace. फालतू का कोई झंझट झमेला नहीं है. Wants to live a life of ambition. Wants to expand his comfort zone and keep seeing what else can be done, but financially very smart. And also wants to have a great fitness. Now for him, ambition means in every aspect of life. I wish this same for many of us. Ambition in many aspects of life. Now some like Sanjeev also understand, implemented on the road. Some like Sandesh have started in one aspect, it hasn't rubbed off on other aspects. There would be some more over here who are ambitious about business. Let's say Swapnil expands from one showroom to the other, increases his business by close to 30%, doing really well, but fitness-wise, not ambitious yet. So I'm either looking at somebody like Sanjeev or I'm looking at a combination of Sandesh and Swapnil, not in different people but in the same person. Now imagine Sandesh as ambitious as Swapnil or Swapnil as fit as Sandesh. Swapnil? Now that is what I want. I will not keep these expectations inside my heart. कि बोला था ना उस दिन, अभी कितनी बार बोलने का? अरे जब तक प्यार है तब तक बोलने का है, जब तक कंसर्न है तब तक बोलने का है. But what is important is my expression should be in the right direction and in the right way. Crucial things. In the right direction and in the right way. Now, right direction includes smartness, and right way is fundamentally lot of respect. What do I mean by this? What is the difference? Right way stops me from thinking about what is right and wrong according to me, and I start thinking about what will make you move. It's not about how I want things, it's about what approach will make you cooperate. Which means intelligence is required. And I'll give you a few examples. Let's say I want Uma Kant and Dr. Anu to be very regular to life lessons. So Uma Kant comes 8 out of 10. Anu was missing for some time. And I think he's a lovely guy. He's a good student. His heart is in the right place. And somebody like him should be present life lesson after life lesson. He should grow slowly and steadily in every aspect of life. So let's say I meet Dr. Anu in a social function. We go for a marriage and Anu is also there and I am also there. Now I can ignore him. लाइफ लेसन तो आता नहीं है, खाए को फालतू में बात नहीं करना मेरे को. That is one way. Which means absence in life lessons is seen as disrespect. Lot of ego and arrogance. If I can come every Sunday, why can't he come? If I can come for his growth, why can't he come for his growth? I'm not sitting in my house and saying, okay, I will see you online. If I can come, you also can come. Okay, you don't value it, so to hell with you, I will also not value you. Which means I want to give you pain, I want to be in control, and when you start coming scared of Naren, then I'll start talking to you. जब तक मुझे भाव नहीं मिला तो मेरे दिल में तुम्हारे लिए प्यार का भी अभाव है. When my ego is not nurtured enough, I will be very arrogant with you. I'll take you for granted, completely ignore you, to hell with you. But the desire is you should grow in life. But my approach is destructive. Our expressions are destructive. Screaming, shouting, blaming. The heart still might have love, but the approach is destructive. So Trupti, who's just walking out, I am speaking about you. Let's say she resigns from her job and she wants to start something of her own. The classic example. Now her husband thinks it is not the right thing to do. He's saying you have a good company, you're working in BMC software, good environment, flexibility. You should not give up this job. You should be stable and grow in this company. Trupti thinks, नहीं वो रोज सुबह सुबह बहुत बोरिंग काम हो गया है. I think I can do some business or I think I can do something else. And I think I can use my potential much better. Now, according to him, his wife is wrong. Now, everybody learns in life and sometimes we learn through mistakes. And mistakes are great teachers. Now, Trupti is capable, let's say she resigns, for 1 year she attempts a business, doesn't work out, because she's a smart girl, she will get another job. This is not going to be end of life. She will get another job. Today, let's say she's earning 50,000, she might start again at 45, 42, but she'll get a job. And she may get a 75 job also now because she has an experience and exposure of management. But the husband believes this is the wrong decision. So Trupti's husband believes her decision is wrong. What is that wrong decision? We are not telling you. Now he has love and concern कि उससे नहीं हो पाएगा. But the approach might be destructive. Wanting control. Now the operational word is control. He might become very rough. He might stop talking to her. क्या हुआ? नहीं, तुमको तो वही करना है जो तुमको ठीक लगता है, करो. Which means wanting to make her understand you are wrong. मेरे से पूछ के क्यों नहीं किया? And the whole situation becomes destructive. Even today, I know of families where the elder is 70, 75 years old and their 50, 55-year-old son cannot make a decision by himself. He has to ask his papa. Not that he can't, but papa will become very upset. तुमको तो हमारी पड़ी नहीं है. And I know at least the one mother who every 6 months tells her children, मेरे को हरिद्वार भेज दो. Every 6 months once, मेरे को हरिद्वार भेज दो. मेरे को वृद्धाश्रम में डाल दो. तुम मेरी बात ऐसे भी नहीं सुनते हो. I understand what you're thinking is the other person is wrong. Now please listen to me carefully. But your approach destroys their confidence even before they have begun. What if they succeed? In fact, out of love, even if the other person has 10% chance of success, shouldn't we make it 50%? Shouldn't we make it 75%? Shouldn't we make it 100%? Or because we believe it is only 10%, we should make it 0% to ensure we are right. You still have love, but it's destructive. Do any one of you tell your family members every now and then, मेरे को तो बताया ही नहीं, मेरे को क्यों नहीं बताया? And you almost accuse the other person कि तुमने बहुत बड़ी गलती की लाइफ में? Does it ever happen in any family? It slipped your mind or you thought it is not so important. The other person believes you have made a mistake. मेरे को बताया काय को नहीं. Destructive. Make it constructive. The reverse is also true. Let's say Trupti is not self-driven. Let's say Trupti panics very fast. Let's say a little extra pressure and she is driven by anxiety. Let's say she doesn't have a smiling face all the time, which is required for somebody in business, especially when you're dealing with customers. So her husband Amol knows Trupti and therefore says, darling, tere se ye nahi ho payega. It requires lot of fundamental character shifts. And let's say she attacks her husband now. You're always like this, blah, 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 blah. Now this time her approach is destructive. She's not even patiently listening to another person's perspective, saying maybe what he's saying is right. वो सुनने का ही नहीं है. मेरे को किसी से सुनना ही नहीं है कि मैं रॉन्ग हो भी सकता हूं. And I become destructive in my communication. I attack the other person who's telling me, maybe I should have thought of that angle. These expressions weaken a relationship. And most of us are guilty of this. Thinking we are smarter, our approach is wrong. And then our tone also becomes wrong. Very few people have the capacity to express in a language which the other person will understand. Very few people. And these are champions. They don't give up on expectations. And they work on their expressions. And I would love to share a very beautiful example with all of you. I've shared this every time I've taken a business program, but today in this context, I think it's an extraordinary example. My younger brother Rakesh is married to this amazing girl called Meenakshi. Meenakshi's father's name is Mr. R.M. Lal. Only in India it happens that your surname does not suit you at all. He's actually dark in color, not red at all, but he's Mr. Lal. I know a guy who's very fair, but whose name is Mr. Kale. And we have Mr. Gore also, no? You know any Gore who's also dark in color? Huh? Quite possible. So in India this is possible. In London, the issue is very different. There, the issues are very different. There, the surnames are very different. Father's name is Frank, but the son's name can be Richardson. And you confuse the whole world. है ना? Quite far. So every country has its own thing with these names and surnames. Fundamentally, I don't like the word called surname because the name is to the whole body. Why only surname? तो मेरा hand name कुछ और होगा क्या? So Mr. Lal. Now Mr. Lal was the president of Sona Keo Steerings Limited, which had a factory in Chingalpet. So he was the president for Chingalpet operations. Chingalpet is a small town a few kilometers away from Chennai and on the way to Sri Perumbudur, where Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. Now, Sona Keo Steering Systems is country's #1 steering manufacturer. When Hyundai wanted to set up a plant in India, Hyundai did not trust Indians' ability to deliver quality. So you might deliver a few pieces of quality, but chances are we compromise on enough other aspects. So that consistency in quality is largely missing. It's almost like, this guy, he went to China, he was in love with a Chinese girl, they got married, but within a few months, the wife expired. People expressed condolences, and then one friend went and told him, "Koi baat nahi, anyway she was made in China." तो मेड इन चाइना प्रोडक्ट कितना दिन चलेगा? चल गया तो किस्मत, नहीं चला तो भाई कभी भी जा सकता है. नहीं, सच्ची में. Point. Important point. Next time, whenever I crack this joke, I will say an Indian girl went to China, married a Chinese man. ठीक है? चलेगा? Then somebody should not say, "Why did you send one Indian to China?" Oh, you don't know about that? Bharti is very clear. Some things I'll take responsibility, other things I can't take responsibility. Fair enough. So Sona Keo did a partnership with this South Korean steering manufacturer called Keo, and Sona is an Indian company. The owners of Sona, for those of you who are interested, that is the family in which Kareena Kapoor got married. No, Karishma Kapoor. The elder one was Karishma, na? Achha. I always get confused. Who's the elder one, who's the younger one? So she got married to the son of the owner. Very nice guy. Who, not Karishma's husband. Speaking about the father now. No, not Mr. Lal. Mr. Lal's boss. Mr. Lal is the president for Chennai factory. Now that Chennai factory is set up only for one customer, Hyundai. Whatever it manufactures is only for Hyundai. So Sona Keo partnership. Mr. Lal is a brilliant leader. He knows how to get the best out of people. There was a time when 36 hours non-stop, everybody in the factory was working. किसी को ज़्यादा नींद आती जा आधा घंटे का nap लेके आ, because they had certain things to achieve. Not many people can make people work like that. So Mr. Lal is the most incredible asset in Sona Keo, is what the chairman of the company would say. जैसे आपकी जो पास जितने भी एसेट्स हैं, जो फैक्ट्रीज है, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट कौन है? ही वुड से मिस्टर लाल. नाउ विद अ लॉट ऑफ डिलिजेंस, सोना केओ चेन्नई achieved a historical milestone. They became Six Sigma, which is the toughest quality test in the world. And they became number one in the whole world. Which means in the steering manufacturers in the whole world, the number of faults in millions of pieces manufactured, Sona KO Chingle Pet was the minimum in the whole world. Which means people from Harvard, Stanford, MIT, all manufacturers in the world would come to Sona KO plant to find out steering wheel. There is so many components in that entire steering assembly. In 1 million pieces, they were making 12 or 13 mistakes out of 1 million product. And each product, there are about 23 or 24 components. So all put together, 12 faults in 1 million pieces. Best in the whole world. So the chairman comes to the Chingalpet factory. He comes there to congratulate the whole team. And in the factory, all the congratulations, everything is over. Then Mr. Lal is sitting with the chairman, and of course Mr. Lal is on the 7th heaven. Because what I have achieved, nobody has been able to do it in the whole world. Not in Chingalpet, not in Tamil Nadu, not in India. In the world, nobody has done. And he was saying very proudly, every week at least one manufacturer from the world is coming to see our plant. And then Mr. Kapoor, the owner of the factory, looks at Mr. Lal and says, यार 12 पीस फिर भी डिफेक्टिव आए हैं, इनको थोड़ा कम नहीं कर सकते? Mr. Lal got so angry. So angry. He gave his chairman a few galis. He says, I have never been so angry in my life. Here I am the best in the world. Toyota, Honda, we are defeating everybody. From colleges as well as manufacturers, people are coming to see the plant. And you are saying 12 फिर भी डिफेक्टिव हैं. मतलब बेइज्जती कर दी मेरी. वो काम नहीं कर. Resign. आज के बाद काम नहीं करूंगा. Mr. Kapoor heard everything and he said, चल ठीक है, तेरे को काम नहीं करना है, कोई इशू नहीं. लेकिन इतने साल अपन ने साथ में काम किया है, एक बार शाम को डिनर साथ में करते हैं, so that we end everything very beautifully. चल शाम को डिनर के लिए आ जा. When the chairman says dinner के लिए आ जा, even if I am very angry, I couldn't say no, and he went for the dinner. Now look at communication. Look at what is expressions. Look at what is leadership, and look at what is relationships. Rita, soon both interesting. They are sitting together. They are having some drinks together. And after some time, Mr. Kapoor asks Mr. Lal, इंडिया में रोज ट्रेन कितनी चलती है? And Mr. Lal is enjoying his drinks. As he is enjoying his drinks, somebody is asking, ट्रेन कितनी चलती है? He thinks, ट्रेन कितनी चलती है? मेरे को नहीं मालूम. Because he still has that anger. मेरे को नहीं मालूम. नहीं मतलब अंदाज, मेरे को कोई अंदाज नहीं. Mr. Lal does not want this conversation. So मेरे को कोई अंदाज नहीं. Then Mr. Kapoor says, 10 लाख ट्रेन रोज चलती होगी इंडिया में. Mr. Lal immediately says, 10 लाख ट्रेन, ज्यादा से ज्यादा 1000 ट्रेनें होंगी. Mr. Kapoor says, तो एक अंदाज है ना? बोले ये 1000 ट्रेनें रोज रुकती कितनी जगह है? मेरे को नहीं मालूम, अंदाज? यार 1-1.5 घंटे में एक बार रुकती है हर ट्रेन, तो रोज 15 स्टेशन में रुकती होंगी। अच्छा, तो मतलब रोज 15,000 स्टॉप्स तो अपने देश में होते ही हैं। अच्छा, लोकल ट्रेन मतलब वो तो 1.5 घंटे में नहीं रुकती, वो तो हर 3 मिनट में रुकती है। अच्छा ठीक है, चलो सब एवरेज मिला के 30,000 रोज। अच्छा, मतलब एक महीने में कितने हो गए फिर? 3,60,000 हो गए। अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, इंटरेस्टिंग है ये। अच्छा, रोज इस दुनिया में एयरक्राफ्ट्स कितने टेक ऑफ करते हैं? यार मेरे को नहीं मालूम, अंदाज? पूरी दुनिया में? हाँ, 10,000। ठीक है। और ये एयरक्राफ्ट लैंड भी करते हैं? कितनी जगह लैंड करते हैं एयरक्राफ्ट? हर 1.5 घंटे में लैंड करता होगा, और क्या है, तो कितना लंबा चलेगा? इन अमेरिका, यूरोप तो हाफ एन आवर, 20 मिनट्स, 25 मिनट्स लैंडिंग। सिर्फ 10,000, वो सेम एवरेज 25-30 पकड़ लो। अच्छा, ओके, तो इसका मतलब रोज करीब 3-4 लाख, तो मतलब एक महीने में 35 से 40 लाख एयरक्राफ्ट लैंड करते हैं और टेक ऑफ करते हैं। अच्छा, ये जो हर महीने में 35-40 लाख एयरक्राफ्ट टेक ऑफ और लैंड करते हैं, इसमें हर महीने एक्सीडेंट कितने होते हैं पूरे दुनिया में, पूरे वर्ल्ड में? हर महीने में? साल में कुछ 2-4 होता है? अच्छा, मतलब 3-3.5 करोड़ लैंडिंग और टेक ऑफ होते हैं, उसमें 2-4 बार होते हैं, उसमें भी काफी नुकसान हो जाता है ना, काफी लोग चले जाते हैं। एंड देन मिस्टर कपूर आस्क्स हिम, अपने फैक्ट्री में अभी भी 10 लाख पीस यानी 1 मिलियन जब बनता है, तो 12 तो फॉल्ट होता है। कभी किसी की जान गई तो? मैं ऐसे ही पूछ रहा हूं, मतलब कोई बात नहीं, सोच रहा हूं कि वो 12 को कम कैसे किया जाए। और जब 30-35 लाख टेक ऑफ्स होते हैं हर महीने, और काफी महीने ऐसे निकलते हैं कि पूरे दुनिया में कहीं भी एयरक्राफ्ट की एक्सीडेंट नहीं हुई। An aircraft takeoff and landing is a much more complicated work. Mr. Lal keeps his drinks down and says, "Give me 1 year's time. I will do something in the factory." No further talk of resignation. And he goes and brings down 12 defective pieces, which is a world record, to 4 defective pieces within 1 year's time. Now this is expression. Mr. Kapoor knows that Mr. Lal is a good guy. His heart is in the factory. He's a top class performer. Success has entered into his head and made him a little egoistic. As a business leader, Mr. Kapoor can always tell him, ठीक है जाओ, कोई और मिल जाएगा मेरे को. Or the leader can also understand, ये इंसान सही है, through communication, through expressions, I will make him achieve what he is capable of achieving, which he is not able to see right now. लाल कर सकता है जो दुनिया में कोई नहीं कर सकता. Mr. Lal disrespected the chairman, but the chairman was classy. There's no shout. अबे आज अब भी निकल. Now the chairman would have lost somebody incredible in life who can bring down 12 to 4, and 12 is a world record, mind you. To me, this is leadership. This is relationships. This is expression. कि छोड़ने का नहीं, बोलचाल बंद नहीं करने का है. जो बोलना चाहिए उसके लिए सही तरीका ढूंढो, लेकिन बोलो. The issue with us is we don't find the right method to speak. We don't want to put the efforts to analyze and then speak. We blurt it out. It should not be like loose motion, which is coming without control. आ गया, बोल दिया, उसने गुस्सा क्यों दिलाया मेरे को? चीजें और खराब हो जाती हैं उसमें. मतलब कुछ सिद्ध नहीं होता, कुछ हासिल नहीं होता, कुछ मजा नहीं आता, कहीं कामयाबी नहीं मिलती और कहीं तरक्की नहीं मिलती. Now this is very ordinary. No leadership over there. He is the owner of a factory, but there would be no leadership. To me, leadership is right person. Can I remove the ego and still make them move ahead beautifully well? That's leadership. The heart of Mr. Lal is in the right place. He just got carried away a little by his success. And Mr. Lal is telling this story. अरे उस दिन समझा कि वो मालिक क्यों है और मैं उसके लिए काम क्यों करता हूं. उनका बेटा गोल्फ खेलने जाता, मैं यहां 30 घंटे काम कर रहा हूं, क्योंकि उसमें ऐसा दिमाग है, स्टाइल है. किस तरीके से मेरे को समझाया उन्होंने कि 12 इज गुड फॉर द वर्ल्ड, लेकिन कम हो सकता है. डायरेक्ट चैलेंज नहीं किया. थ्रू कम्युनिकेशन, थ्रू एक्सप्रेशंस, क्रिएटिंग सम पैरेलल्स. यहां थोड़ा सोचना पड़ता है. एंड मेनी ऑफ अस ने नहीं सोचने की बीमारी है. फालतू चीजों में बहुत सोचना है, लेकिन सही तरीका सोचना, बिकॉज दैट डज नॉट अपील टू द ईगो. बोल डाल, कर डाल, फोड़ डाल, जो भी होगा चलेगा, बट माई ईगो हैज टू बी मेंटेन्ड. एंड इफ योर ईगो इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू यू, देन फॉरगेट अबाउट राइट एक्सप्रेशंस. देन इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. किसी ने अगर तुमको कुछ बोल दिया और तुमको हर्ट हो जाता है, ऐसे मेरे को क्यों बोला, then you will never be able to express properly. Then your life will get curtailed. You will not be able to live to your potential. You want to live to your potential, get ready for your ego to be knocked every now and then. Sometimes by better people, sometimes by incompetent people. But the ego will be knocked. And we need to have the ability to take it and stay still in the right direction, the right way. If my self-esteem is very fragile, किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया और मैं अगर हिल गया, तो फिर leadership possible नहीं. And I'm not speaking about leadership of position. कि मैं प्रेसिडेंट है, मैं चेयरमैन है, सेक्रेटरी है. I'm not speaking about leadership of positions. I'm speaking about leadership as a possibility. Leader means somebody who leads. There's a difference between dictator and leader. A dictator is who hold on to a position and his power comes from the chair, not from himself. And a leader's power comes from himself, not from the chair. When Einstein was asked, what do you feel about Mahatma Gandhi never getting the Nobel Peace Prize? Einstein smiled and replied, it is Nobel Peace Prize is loss. It is not Mahatma Gandhi's loss. Nobel Peace Prize cannot add anything more to Mahatma Gandhi But Nobel Prize has gone to somebody like Mahatma Gandhi, the value of Nobel Peace Prize would have gone up. So it is Nobel Peace Prize's loss, it is not Mahatma Gandhi's loss. And Mahatma Gandhi was never even the president of Indian National Congress. He never held any post in Congress. It's a different matter. Nobody wants to hold any post in Congress anymore. But he was a leader. Because he led people. Not by virtue of a chair, but by who he was. Now, this kind of a person needs to have the ability to communicate the right way, thoughtfully. और उसमें पेशेंस लगता है. That's why we say relationships begin with expectations, but they are nurtured by expressions. So if Rita has some expectations, let's say from Jagruti, from Tamanna, from her husband Bhagwan, she can say it the way she can. And if they don't listen, she can be upset, she can be angry, or she can say, छोड़ो जाने दो, मेरे को बोलना ही नहीं है. जब वो सुनते ही नहीं है तो मैं क्यों बोलूं? But she does that, she becomes sad and she remains sad. She can't be happy with that. छोड़ो नहीं बोलूंगी. खुश कैसे होगी उससे? So now she has to put her intelligence and say, इनको बोलना भी है, इनसे करवाना भी है, इनको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, कैसे बात करूं ताकि ये सुने. I will find a way rather than saying I'm going to either give up or I'm going to become very angry. Expressions. And the third part is empathy, which in other words means understanding. To explain what is empathy, very clean, very simple. Forget about yourself. Think the way the other person is thinking. Can you step into somebody's shoes? In other words, why are they behaving the way they are behaving? This question is asked with a need to understand, not with frustration, with a need to understand. And sometimes you just ignore what they are saying. Sometimes you enter into a dialogue. Empathy helps you to get your expressions right. Without empathy, getting expressions right is very difficult. Being empathetic can be an extraordinary strength which most people do not have. We know how to look at the world from our point of view. Looking at the world from another point of view is very difficult for most of us. Because we so often don't understand ourselves, we don't even believe we have the capacity to understand somebody. And two, we say, मेरे खुद के इतने issues है, उसको मैं किधर समझूं? In the absence of empathy, right expressions will never happen. Coming back to that example, let's say Sandesh. If he is not ambitious about work, there are many possibilities. One, right now financially he doesn't have abundance. Two, there are some big expenses coming in front and he needs to be ready for that and cannot take chance with the business. Three, he doesn't have a team right now and he has certain obligations to meet where there is no possibility of simple exploration. Experiments का जगह ही नहीं है. Fourth, He might prefer peace, and he has seen ambitious people lose peace. You might have seen few examples of people who are very ambitious, giving up on their own families and going on wrong track. And because that is the only thing he's seen about ambitious people, he has a doubt, if I am becoming ambitious, will I also miss out on my family? And I don't want to do that. So unless I know what is his thinking process, why does he behave the way he behaves, unless I move into his shoes, I wouldn't know which is the path away, which is the path towards a solution called, okay, I'm going to be ambitious from tomorrow. Like they say, different folks, different strokes. One size does not fit all. So for Sandesh, maybe I'll say, यार तू एक साल ना ambitious मत हो, एक साल steady रहे. एक साल के बाद में अपन सोचेंगे. If somebody like Rupesh, Raj, Swapnil, I would say you must be ambitious right now. You have a grip on the game. You have more or less sorted out the unpredictabilities. You have reached that level of maturity where you're not going to be rash. At the same time, you're not going to be too comfort seeking. You're willing to stretch yourself outside the comfort zones. Go all out. So only when I understand these different perspectives of different people, I understand what will work for Rupesh will not work for Sandesh, what will work for Sandesh will not work for Raj, what will work for Raj will not work for Swapnil. Only when I understand each person's point of view can I guide them properly, and my expression can be tailor-made for different people. नहीं तो नहीं होएगा. So when I'm leading people, let's say I'm leading the whole fraternity, and let's say in the fraternity today there are 70 people present in life lessons. One approach won't fit all. In your family, what will work for your son will not work for your daughter. What will work for the wife may not work for the husband. I want to be fit and want to go for yoga. And I was talking yesterday at home with my children that Niru, I think you guys should also start yoga. He said, come on, Papa, yoga. So then I had to speak with him saying, okay, tell me one exercise pattern or exercise path which also takes care of the internal organs very well. Your gym will take care of your skeletal muscles. What about lungs, kidney, liver, intestine? I mean, yoga. He really thinks it's too old here. Yoga itself is 5,000 years old. It is right for people who are some age. People like me, gym. So I've not cracked him yet, but I understood his perspective. Now I'll have to search for a few examples of some youngsters who are doing something very incredible in life who swear by yoga. So that is my Sunday research. कहाँ से किसको पकड़ के लाऊं? फिर उसको hey Niru, have you read about this guy? I'm just sending you a link. Read it and let me know what are your thoughts. Like that, I might have to hammer him 20 times. 21st time he might give yoga one chance. And I only pray this 20 does not take 30 years. At 50, you should not say, Papa, what you're saying for 30 years was right. This should happen in another 3 to 6 months' time. May fortunately will give it a shot. Immediately, Bharti said, Papa, सुबह जाते हैं ना, सुबह जा. She's saying, सुबह. almost as if, are you crazy? This is my holidays. I've just given my 12th exam. Where 7 o'clock I'll go for my yoga? I mean, that's like kalapani. Punishment. Asking a kid after 12th exam to get up early in the morning, and I'm going to tell her, today Apurva had come for life lesson. Just like that. I won't say, so why you didn't come, then it will be disaster. Keep coming, huh? Sooner or later I'll convince the other one also. When it comes to changing people's thinking pattern, it always takes time. And we are in a hurry sometimes. When it comes to us, we want the world to be patient. तुमको मालूम है ना मैं ऐसा हूं. And there is one useless dialogue which the Western world has given to us. I am working on it. Have you heard this phrase? Working on it. Abbe, complete the work, na? The other day, a person who owns a factory, he said that is WIP. वो बाद में मालूम पड़ा मेरे को. WIP. He said work in progress. Being in training, we have to be updated with different methodologies, terminologies. When it comes to us, we want the world to be very patient. And sometimes we also tell people, करूंगा, ज़्यादा push मत करो, नहीं तो जो कर रहा हूँ वो भी छोड़ दूंगा. Don't push me too much. As you warning people, मेरा ज़्यादा भला चाहोगे ना, मैं बुरा हो जाऊंगा. Very strange. We have to be patient. We have to be at it. A long time back, I had a conversation with Anil on a very critical topic. And there, what emerged at the end of conversation is, sometimes in life you have to be either a Mother Teresa or a Hitler. Hitler means eyesight. नहीं तो क्या? That's Hitler. Mother Teresa is patient, 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 patient. Love, 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 love. So if a person means the world to you, you have to be Mother Teresa there. Bharti, she's a woman.
But she's made in India.
Yeah, she is born in Albania, grew up in India. It's a very beautiful thing for us to understand who are the people who are important to you in life. Whose opinion should matter to you? You know, it's a very wise choice. Whose opinion should matter to you? Very big and very right choice. Very important choice. I'll just take a few extra minutes in today's life lesson. May I? Thank you very much. I didn't hear any no. Me and Bharti had gone for a training program yesterday to Lonavala. Friends of long time ago. And their uncle was celebrating the golden anniversary, 50th year of marriage. And 5 generations of people were there. The mother, who's 94 years old, she was also there. And then 5 more generations were there. Very beautiful family. There we met one girl who's married to a fighter pilot. So Abhinandan and all of them are known to each other. They're in the same circles. About 100 fighter pilots in our country. So it's a very close family. And she was so angry. Said, क्यों इतना गुस्सा है? She's saying, people want proof of the work that we have done. And I said, who's asking for proof? He's saying that fellow, that Congress. Now this girl is saying, next time we send an attack to Pakistan, we'll tie that fellow below the aircraft and say, तेरे को एक कैमरा ले ले साथ में और कितने प्रूफ चाहिए तो खींचते रहना. बोले यहां हम लोग जान लगा रहे हैं और वहां उसको प्रूफ चाहिए. So all I could tell her was, is his opinion important to you? Why should his opinion be important to you? Decide करना, तेरे husband को opinion चाहिए, स्क्वाड्रन लीडर जो है उसका ओपिनियन चाहिए, और किसका ओपिनियन तेरे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है? जिसका ओपिनियन इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है उसका कोई भी ओपिनियन आना तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? There are some people in life whose opinion should be important to us. Your children's opinion should be important to you. Your parents' opinion should be important to you. Some people who have stood by you in your difficult times, their opinion should be important to you. People with whom you are very close, their opinion should be important to you. Everybody else, forget about it. And with these people, if we can call them the opinion makers of our thinking, with these people can we practice these three? Have clear expectations. Back it up with all the expressions possible. The right approach, the right way. And live with empathy, understanding their opinions. Understand their point of view. You will not only be an extraordinary person in relationships, you will also live to be an extraordinary leader. And that is what you and me deserve. At a spiritual level, I remember mentioning this once in a life lesson. But there is this driver whose name is Sadiq. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. But he said कि अपने को पब्लिक की ताली नहीं चाहिए, अपने को उसकी ताली चाहिए. That fellow's opinion about me is very important to me. I can have one mandir inaugurated with 10-15 crore rupees. The world will have some opinion about me. But what will be his opinion about me? That is about the way I live my life. उसको तो cheat नहीं कर सकता. At a spiritual level, what do you think is God's opinion about you? If you believe in God. What is He thinking about you right now? मस्त बंदा है, सही बंदा है. जो सोच के भेजा था उससे ज़्यादा कर रहा है. Or it will be, as of now he is disappointing. As of now I see you. But let's see what happens in the future. Let's live a great life. It's not so difficult. Today's life lesson is enough for that. Let's summarize what was the most important takeaways for you. And with that, we will close today's life lesson.
Expressions should be in the right direction and in the right way.
Yeah. Otherwise, in the wrong direction, in the wrong way, it destroys. It becomes destructive. Sanjeev?
Ambition brings unpredictable.
Come again?
Ambition brings unpredictable.
Yeah, ambitions always bring unpredictability. So if you are uncomfortable with unpredictability, it will be always a little difficult for you to be ambitious.
Relationships begin with expectations but are nurtured by expression.
Yeah. Begins with expectations, nurtured by expressions, and strengthened by empathy. Empathy ensures that the expressions are right. Right expressions ensure that the expectations are very, very clear. That's why empathy, expressions, and expectations. Rita?
Right expressions with ego is not a good combination.
Yeah, very, very bad combination. Raj?
My approach should never be destructive.
Yeah, approach should never be destructive. Sometimes because we love them, we become a little paranoid, little too aggressive, little destructive, and it just hurts everyone. Doesn't serve a purpose.
Change the thinking pattern takes time, so I need to be patient.
Yeah, changing others' thinking pattern takes time. Changing our own thinking pattern should be as fast as possible. Don't do the reverse. Yes, darling.
Find a method to express.
Yeah, always find a method or a means to express right. Be patient, analyze, think, understand the other person, and express the right way. Take a little time, because whatever you want to say, you cannot say after 2 days also. Like if Mr. Kapoor had to say something to Mr. Lal, it was not necessary to speak right now when Mr. Lal said, I'm going to resign. ठीक है, तू शाम को आ, मेरे पास शाम तक का टाइम है सोचने का कि इसको कैसे समझाऊं. वो तुरंत भिड़ने का जरूरत नहीं. टेक टाइम ना, टेक टाइम.
Management of expectation is very crucial. Management of expectation.
Yeah, expectation management, because some expectations are wrong that we should be able to draw. Some expectations are okay. If it is met, it is great. It is not met, it is okay. Some are crucial expectations where to hona hi chahiye. There we be a little patient and be at it. Then it's beautiful. Vidyadhar?
Without empathy, getting the right expression is not possible.
Very difficult. Because empathy is the base of good expectations. Without empathy. So again, Mr. Kapoor had empathy for Mr. Lal. And hence the right expressions followed. नहीं तो थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है. Live a great week and I'll see all of you next Sunday again. Love you so much and thank you so much.